Good evening, Graham.
Good evening, Sean.
Jace was unavailable tonight, so I brought in a stand-in Canadian in bear form. Yeah, you guys will have to bear with Graham and I tonight. So Jace will be back on Thursday. Apparently, I'm podcasting 3 times this week. Good thing I didn't pick a really super busy week, and like a 17-hour workday yesterday was how I started my Monday. So yeah, that's I've basically worked half a week, and I'm only a day into basically day and a half into the work week. So we are here. We're going to do a short episode tonight, counting it because I'm here and had to prep it, so it's 1:50. And then we're going to get you are an expert with them. Okay, that is high praise for Ryan in chat already. And I'm going to warn a strange event. Don't inflate him any more than he already is. So yeah, Graham and I are going to get into all the things about the league. We're going to share some stats from round one. Thanks to Sean Death for putting those together. We'll share a little bit about who collected some bounty points. We'll share you the new bounty targets. You guys don't know them, but I have them. We have 5 pods to announce. They're look great. I think we're going to have a ton of fun. We'll update the points board, give a little bit of a preview of Friday Night Fights if you're not familiar with it, update the donor wall, and then we'll be out. That's it. So I won't be streaming any games, but people can stream some games, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Graham's also going to share some non-legion but league stats as well, in terms of lists and kind of some archetypes and units that made an appearance and some units that didn't, that kind of stuff. So he's pulling all that together. And then if Brendan's around, I'm not sure if he is right now or if he's going to be up, but if he isn't, I created the groups, and we'll get people moved into those pods straight away. So I doubt anyone's going to play tonight, but we'll do our best to get that all sorted out so you guys can start jumping in there and sharing your list. And I think we have one small adjustment to make in the pods, which we'll make when we basically show it. And I think after that, Graham, everyone is good to share their lists.
Yeah, everyone's good to go.
Okay, everyone's got a list in. Fantastic. Okay. Sean Death already called for it, but if you haven't, thumbs up in chat if you're excited for your group. I mean, it's the very smallest token of appreciation you guys can give us, but the thumbs up do help us a lot. So please share that out there. And I just read a comment on another stream that somebody effectively thought I was dead and no longer in Legion. So clearly not enough exposure, because here I am still making episodes long after I disappeared from doing the Legion Academy stuff. So it's just a continuation for me, all things Legion. So okay, so thank you folks for hitting that. Commander KQ, thank you. Graham, before we get into too much stuff, we're going to do, you and I will do a little Last Week in Legion, and I have a typo on that screen that I just see right now that I'm just looking at as I feverishly typed all of this today. So again, I'll fix that. I'll fix that in the next one. And I don't often have to change that, so fair enough. So it's going to be Runda 2, and then we're going to do pod announcement and the bounty targets, and then we'll get into all things. If you're looking for us, though, and to find us, you can find us on the Friday Night Fights Facebook page. You can find us on the Twitter when Anthony shares out things on the Twitter. Ben looks after the Instagram for us and gets things out there, as well as Brian's always sharing stuff out on the Facebook page, so he does a good job there. If you're looking for me or more content related to the Train Studio specifically, hook me up on the Patreon. It's wicked. You can go there, check out all the videos. If you want to follow any projects that are happening, perks, announcements, all those things are there. You can follow along. There's free content on there as well. But if you want to subscribe, you can. If you want to get into the top tiers, you can do some connects with me, and I can help you out with terrain projects, ideas, product advice, etc., etc. I do that a lot anyway. But if you want to have kind of a sort of a coordinated, scheduled one, I do that as well. And you can do as much as an hour a month. And if you want to bank the hours and cash them all in at once, that's also perfectly fine. Sometimes those consults turn into a little bit longer. I don't set a timer. I will tell you that right now. So that is what's going on. Dakota, welcome. And there's a whole folks in here. Justice, Donnie, KQ, A Strange Event, Ryan, Sean Death, Stan. I think I seen Patrick checking in from Belgium. Morning. Jake's at the top there. Jake's first, not in the league, that's for sure. Whoa, just got the burns already. Graham approves all Jake Witt jokes, by the way. But yeah, so we'll get into all those fun. I'm just kidding, Jake. Big fan of the show, so big fan of Jake's. But yeah, let's get into. We'll start with the last week in Legion. So Graham, what was your last week in Legion like? What'd you do?
It's making me happy that I got relegated this round, so I don't have to deal with your list again.
You don't have to. Oh yeah. We should. That's. Sorry, I didn't. Not that it wasn't memorable, Graham, but I forgot that we just did that this week. Graham, do tell. How did that go for you?
I killed. What was it?
6 models.
Yeah, pretty much. I would have been tabled in round 5, I think.
Yeah. I think you were nearly there. I think you had 4 shore troopers left and
a mortar.
Yeah. I was running the Blizzard Force, basically the Legion starter set now, which it was. And by the way, first time piloting that specific version, and I'd never run Force users. I didn't use him very well, but he lived and he was fine. He only had 2 wounds, but there's so many tools in that list. The bikes were just bikes hit hard and bikes save amazingly. So white dice saves. I was rolling quite average. Yeah, quite average.
His bikes save better than all of everything except for Palpatine on that one turn.
Yeah, Palpatine did absorb a lot of shots on that one thing, but Palpatine's Now You'll Die. He went in and basically had to take 2 shots to kill an officer, which is not great. No. And then I forget the next target you. Oh, then you did.
I took out the wood bikes.
Did kill a bike squad, yes, and then hits Vader for 6, who saved 5, and took a wound. So. And then after that, IG died on the first turn for you, Bosk on 3, Palp on 4. IG was hung out to dry. So, but I'll tell you right now, the bikes going into the armor, like that impact really, although the first shot didn't tick anything, but after that it was pretty good. So it was a fun game. It was like fun for me, less fun for Graham, but I think we sort of highlighted the turn 0 strength of Blizzard Force. Like there was it was like Graham was like flipping bad cards into worse cards, and and that was the best choice he had. Like there wasn't a lot of great stuff for you to do there. So what did we end up going? We ended up going
payload.
Oh yeah, payload. Yeah,
weary.
Yeah, and then.
Battle lines, I think.
Battle lines, yeah. And I was like trying to think about the deck, and I think Graham made some good suggestions in terms of like maybe War Weary goes out, Hostile goes in. But that whole thing, like your cart got stopped twice in 4 turns because we didn't play 5, right? We didn't even play the 5th turn.
Yeah, we didn't start.
You were stopped in 2. I pushed 4 times with literally a single unit for the first 2, and then we had that little morass in the middle where Palpatine probably should have cleaned up a bit more. I might have had my cart stopped there, but with the bikes being able to kind of shoot in from everywhere, it was a bit tricky. So yeah, but nonetheless, I appreciated the opportunity to try that. Graham solidified that I was going to try that out for the round. So spoilers, I'm going to run that. I don't know. Graham can probably confirm, but do I get the bid? Do I get the bid for the league or what? Has anybody got
I don't think anyone had more than you.
Oh yeah. So I wanted to solidify blue. So I'll tell my pod mates how big the bid is. But that was fun. What day did we do that anyway? Did we do that Saturday?
I think Saturday.
Saturday afternoon, well, early evening kind of thing. That was fun. Did you play any other games last week or?
No, not this past week. Just been spending time with my wife. Dealing with COVID, so You know,
Oh
I've been
man,
kind of like laughing at her in the office because it seems like it's going around there, and I've been staying in bed with her and haven't gotten it.
yeah. My wife's just had bronchitis for 2.5 weeks. So, and then before that, obviously, little Z was in the hospital with her respiratory infection, and so far I haven't got it. But that means that Christmas break, I have to be sick for the entire thing, even though I plan to
Of
have
course.
log a ton of studio hours. So I will work sick, but I just don't want to go to work sick. So, but so far I've been avoided it. So, which is great. So hopefully speedy recovery to your wife, and hopefully she gets better, and you make sure you're
Oh yeah.
waiting on her hand and foot, Graham.
Yeah.
That's a
She's almost through all of it.
mandatory requirement. Well, you know what?
Yep.
She can milk it for an extra couple days, make you do
Yes.
make you do all the extra stuff. That this is the way. A good evening, Canadian, or sorry, Chronic Canuck. So okay, well that is fun. That's our last week in Legion. I don't think I played any additional games. Obviously, lots of Legion news coming down the pipe. We'll talk a little bit more about it on Thursday. Maybe we'll have another. I think we have another announcement before that. Is there one on the 17th?
There should be one tomorrow.
Oh, wait, another one tomorrow. Fair enough. Well, if the sky wasn't falling already, then maybe it'll fall even more on the next day. So, or maybe not. At some point, it's going to hit the concrete, splat. We'll figure out what's left and go from there. So, I'll be fine with Legion. It'd have to do a lot to wreck Legion for me. So, tweaks, changes, things like that, I can do that. I'm not going to love everything. I was thinking today, like, you can overreact to the changes. That's one thing you could do. You could be unsatisfied with the changes, or you could just be moderately unsatisfied with the changes and live with it. And I think that's fine. Or you could just love them. So there's like a whole spectrum of where you're at. And I think every announcement that comes out, you'll shift around. And at the end of the day, if you still like playing Legion, then I guess it is what it is, kind of thing. So maybe I don't love the method of rolling it out, but whatever, to each his own. And I don't make those decisions. So I will consume the information as it comes out like everybody else. I will read all the overreactions, have a great chuckle, and continue on. People just need to be slightly nicer to each other. I think in the comments sections, because there's
The internet
like,
being nice.
I just don't. I get it. It's the internet.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change that either. So I'll move on. I'll press on here. Okay. So I really wanted to get a game in tonight, but wanted to also see the new rules for tomorrow. Yeah, fair enough. I think we'll all wait. So that's an important clarification. So people are aware. We are playing the new rules for the next league round. Sorry, we are playing the new points, I should say, for the next league round, and we are doing nothing with the rules. Obviously, we'll have to let TTS catch up, and who knows, maybe they already have everything in there. I don't know, the new silhouettes and changing silhouettes and maybe some new functions, but let's wait until everything comes out, and then I guess we're only really waiting till January, Graham? So that will actually coincide nicely with probably the end of this round, and then for round 3, we should get into most of it.
Yeah, it should be the 16th of January is when the new book is dropping.
And then we'll probably add one. I don't know. Should we add it? Maybe we'll add a week onto this one. We'll see how Christmas break goes and see kind of how active the boards are. But we don't want to cut into people's holidays too much. So, all right. Well, let's get in. We got 20 folks hanging out, so they're eager to get in. But we're of course going to belabor the point because we always do. Let's get into some of the league stats. So the stats themselves. Sean Death put these together. So just in case you're curious, red and blue, this was the win percentage. So quite a significant, 2/3 basically, for red victories. So blue wasn't as advantageous, perhaps, or at least it looks in the numbers here, or maybe the blue players just weren't able to capitalize as much, or maybe the tables were just more skewed to side choice. If you were also wondering, Jake will have the map pack once we create the groups and drop people in there or give you access. We'll pin the map pack in the top of your group for you. So red until I'm dead. Okay, fair enough. So Ryan's going all in on the red. Nothing like extremist views. We highly support those here. But perhaps blue's got some work to do here. So red for life. All right, look at all these people here. So. Most people have been enjoying red. Graham, were you blue in any of your games in the last round?
I think I was. I think I'm contributing to that 33% because I think I was only blue.
Okay, I was I was, and maybe this wasn't wins. Maybe I had that incorrect. Maybe Sean Duff can correct me. I thought, was this wins or was this total lists? That I didn't know.
Uh, I think this was win percentage
Okay, yeah,
of
I thought it was
red
win.
versus
I
blue.
thought it was win percentage. Yeah, so perfect. All right, look at that, Mister Witty's hitting me up in the Discord. Thank you, Jake. I just saw my phone now, so we will get that map pack out, which is fantastic. Looks like we have. I'm not sure. Is that Lamu? It's a peaceful life. We have Echo Base, and then we have Kashyyyk as the maps. But we'll get all that out for you. So yeah, so that's the league breakdown there. I think I was trying to be blue in the last round. I went like with a 9 point bid, and I think I ended up red every time. Maybe once I was blue. No, I think the only game I didn't play, which I think I was going to have the advantage there, or at least the option to be. I don't think I got that game in, so I think that's the one I didn't. So anyway, red did better. Blue was eh. Let's have a look at some of the conditions. Conditions here: a limited viz 11%, war weary only 5, 11 for minefield. Look like supply drop slightly more popular, not the most popular, but nearly there. 19%. Hostile at 11 again. Tying with fortified, so 4 at 11%. Clear conditions, 22%. Not much of a surprise there. Maybe supply drop the sort of the surprise one here, and then rapid at 8%. So I feel like a lot of people are staying away from rapid. Too many trixies and heavy hitting range 2 units dropping in awful close to the lines. So um, fantastic. That's actually the next time Ryan posts that, just let me know in chat. Spam F if the next time we see a pseudo bot chat messages, I should just ban him. Just tap F if you feel that should be a new chat rule. Yeah, any surprises there for you, Graham? In terms of,
Uh,
I mean, I feel like I played mostly kind of clear. I played one Lim Viz game, which was to my advantage. But
I think I mostly had minefield and supply drop for my games,
okay, yeah,
actually.
fair
So
enough. Yeah, that's enough Fs to make that a rule. So Ryan, no spamming the chat there. Uncle Sam comes in as well, and he's not. I haven't seen a lot of posts by him, but even he says you get banned next time. So I mean, that's quite possible for sure. Having a look at the objectives here, recover low percentage there at 2.8. Not surprising given the number of great box grabbers that we have. 8% on breakthrough, 7 on sab, 11 on intercept, maybe a little bit lower than I would anticipate. 19 on hostage exchange. Oh, yeah, Vader, he's a thing. Bombing run at 13, nearly 14%. Key positions 25 and then 8% for my favorite mission of payload. And I think I paid payload like the most. I was telling Graham, I think I played the 6 payloads in my last 8 games between practice, tabletop, and league games. So all the payloads. So I probably contributed some of that percentage there. But KP at 25%. I thought intercept might be a little bit higher, but maybe there was a lot of vehicles in the last round that I don't know all the league lists. So
there was a lot of speeders last round.
there was, but you'd think
Yeah.
that bombing run would have been maybe a little bit higher up on that. So and then breakthrough, right? So, but maybe it was a nice split between like a KP breakthrough and bombing run. Those are probably all sort of vehicle style lists. So maybe overall they were just split up a bit more. So um, Jake wants to play more payload. Payload's fun. It's a little bit clunky on TTS because there's extra things to do, and then the carts moving and displacing, and it just it adds almost like a few extra activations as it gets to the mid game, right? Because you're constantly counting and maneuvering and manipulating and cohering differently and then you got to move it and then displace and yeah, so it's a little clunky on TTS for sure. So Justice felt like there was a lot of buses around last night. Justice, there was only 4 buses in our group, and there was, well, basically 4 active players. So, yeah, there was. Let's have a look at the last one before we get into too much here. Kibosh when I play. Their choice, not mine. Fair enough. Uncle Sam saying no bombing run. Deployments were this: Danger Close at 3% ish, Hemmed In at 8, Long March at 19, Roll at 11, Major at 22, Advanced Positions at 19, and Battle Lines at 16. Major Offensive surprised me because I always expect like 50% of my games to be on Major Offensive. I didn't actually take Major Offensive this round at all in the current list, but Major Offensive is kind of like my safe default deployment. And I find when it gets a little tricky, a lot of players will cancel down to that because they kind of feel like it's sort of forgiving in terms of you're not too far forward, you're not too far back, you can cluster if you want to. Yeah, lots of things there. Advanced Positions surprising, given the range 4 gun lines. I feel like that's a straight advantage for range 4 guns to get that recon until free recon until basically scout move up. But what else? What did we not see here? Not a single disarray. Or registered less than 3%, so or it didn't show up at all. Is that the only one that's not on there? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, not a single one. So I agree, Jake. Yeah, it's the safe choice, right? So it's like kind of a default choice. So hence why I did not put it in my blue deck. I don't want any safe spots for red players to cancel down to. So no safety, deployments in my list. So it's very, and I agree. Yeah, it's very, very neutral. So okay, Graham. Well, let's get into the things. We got a bunch of people in here. I wanted to just point out a couple things. In the first round, we had bounties on players. I believe it was Florf, myself, Anthony, and Jake. I think we all had bounties on us. And here was the bounties that got collected. Silent Sword, Sean Death, Hugo Biggs, J-Rod, and Tactical Genius all collected bounties. So congratulations. They all got 1 bonus point for acquiring that, which was fun, and actually a little bit of a fun little add-on there. If I missed anybody on there, don't worry, we didn't miss you in the points. I might have just missed typing your name on there. So if you collected a bounty, and I missed it on here, don't worry, you got the point. So, but if I missed you on here, I'll make sure I correct it for future. Jake was just giving up bounty points like they were like handing out Halloween candy, apparently he's saying down here. So, yeah, fair enough. How the mighty have fallen. So, as Jake gets relegated for round 2. But just so you guys are aware, if you're new, if you're listening to this for the first time, how the league basically works is you get into a pot of players. Half of your players go up. We don't do any tie breaks. So if half of your players all have the same points or there's a tie, we'll move up a little bit more than half. But half go up, half go down. We reshuffle the top and the bottom, and we make the new league round. So we have two top pods. One is large and one is pseudo large, and then we have 3 lower pods, and they're all about even in size, which is great. And that's just how the numbers came. Anyone who joins the league in the new rounds, subsequent rounds, automatically goes in the bottom. So the bottom always ends up being slightly larger than the top for sure. So you did, KQ. So you collected it off me, and I was just thinking about that. I don't know if I know you got the point, but I don't know if it was on the list, and I'm quite certain Graham can probably confirm. I don't know if I saw that on the bounty collected list, so I just took this from the data collected. Let me just confirm if I made an error or not, or if that just wasn't on there. Nope, absolutely made an error. There were 6 of them, so yes, you did. So Commander KQ, you collected a bounty. We got the point for you. It's not on the screen. Having a look at the board, which I believe is correct, here are the leaders, or here's the entire, yes, I did miss it on the list, Sean. So here's the list: Silent Sword, Sean Death, and Hugo Biggs, all at 15, so congratulations. For you guys, you were out to an early start, followed closely by Kokazula, J-Rod at 11, Jake at 8, so relegated even though he collected 8 points, which is great. Commander KQ, myself, we were in the same pod. I'm at 7. Our pod was actually the smallest pod, so nobody in our group actually got to collect the bonus for playing more than 4 games because we were only able to get 3 in. So I'm not saying anything, but we didn't get a chance to get all the points. So look out, folks at the top. We're coming for you. Commander KQ and myself, we're on the way. We're on the way. Florf the Dwarf at 6, GM Smithers at 6, Canadian Bear at 6, Eric at 5, JD at 5, Justice for Life at 5, Exile Bullet at 5, Tactical Genius at 5, Bear Chemist, A Strange Event, Scythe Dog, Dark Slider, all at 4. Dash is at 3. OS Dad at 3. Nate the Great at 2. And Cape Satan at 1. You did not miss anything, Anthony. We are getting to the pods right now. So just so you guys are aware, you don't have to have a ton of points to get out of your pod because some of the pods will beat up on each other. For example, both Scythe Dog and Tactical Genius got out of their pod at 5 points. 5 and 4 respectively. That's just how that pod shook down. Our pod had an 8 and a 7 advancing, and then that one pod with like everyone had 15 points. That was a huge pod.
Yeah,
so if you get placed
that was rough.
yeah, so if you get placed in a big pod, you have equal opportunity to jump up those points, and all the pods are slightly larger this round. So everyone's going to have a really good chance of getting that bonus for playing your 4 more games. So if you play 4, you get 4 points for obviously just playing, plus a bonus for doing that. You can get 5 points just for playing 4 games. Obviously 2 points for the wins, bounties to collect, and there's a lot of bounties this round because of what I did is I bountied every single person who finished first in their pod. Silent Sword, Sean Death, Hugo Biggs. You thought you were going to be safe with your 15 all tying each other? No, you just cost yourself 3 bounty targets. So we have a ton in there. So look forward to that. Sean is playing Blizzard Force Anthony. How do you know? How do you know I'm playing that? So I played Anthony and I did not use a Blizzard Force list. So I hit him with Black Suns just for funsies. So but my Ghetto, yeah, so hot for sure. That was a pretty big group. So yeah, let's have a look at a pod, just for funsies. You know what? Before we do that, heck with that. We're going to go to the bounty targets, just so people know. Commander KQ finished first on our pod. He gets a 1 point bounty. Now, just so you guys know, the bounty can be collected by more than one person. So it's not I get Commander KQ first and then I get a chance at him. If I beat him, I'm getting the bonus point. And every subsequent person who takes them down, if that happens, they all get that 1 point. It's 1 point maximum though. So if I beat Commander KQ, just as an example, I get a point for playing, 2 points for the win, that's 3, and a point for the bounty. It could be a 4 point victory against any one of these folks. So Commander KQ, people are coming for you. Silent Sword, can't be silent enough. They're all after him. Sean Death, equally after him. Sean, thanks for helping us in the league. Congratulations for bountying you. Hugo Biggs, bounty. Tactical Genius, see Bernard, he's getting bountied. Bernard's getting bounty for multiple reasons here. One, because he likes to give us a hard time about unpainted minis. Just kidding. But he's bountied because he was leading his group as well. GM Smithers, welcome back. Bountied. Kokazula, thanks for putting in all those extra hours organizing your time zone. Also bountied. So basically, that's where we are at. Lower pods. Yeah, so the lower pods may have a little bit of a difficulty here because I'm not sure if any of those folks. Yeah, that's true. So Jake's pointing out, what about the lower pods? I think you're going to have opportunity because we said we're going to move the bounty points around. So as Jake's pointing out, no bounties in the lower pods. Don't worry, lower pods. We'll get those bounty points out. It's not going to be a bounty in every single round. We said we had to shift them around. So stay tuned. You'll always have opportunities for sure. Let's have a look at, and by the way, we're just going to give out points in this big one, and we'll give out points in the lower ones as we go. So, Ryan, pseudo, here you go, Jake. If you beat Ryan, I'm not sure if you're in his pod or not, but if anybody beats Ryan, it's a bounty in like real life. Like, just make sure you celebrate that victory all over the planet. So, okay, are we ready? You want to go 5 to 1? You want to go? How about you do this? How about you just give me a number between 1 and 5, and we'll announce that pod.
Let's go with 1 first.
1, okay. Okay, so 1 is the biggest of the pods, and just so you guys know, the top had 7 and 6. I toyed around with like, do I want to make 3 pods of like 4? The issue with that is 1, none of those people would be able to play enough games to give them the bonus, and then 2, if there was anybody who dropped in there, it would really mess up the remaining people in there. So I decided to go big versus small. And all the pods ended up being around 6 in size. I think there's one pot of 5, one on the lower. So there's one pot of 7, one pot of 6. This is how it shakes down in the random distribution. Yeah, I didn't actually look at that, Jake, actually, to confirm. So if there is a lot of that, just means that there's an equal number of points to give up to, I guess, here. So I didn't get a bounty because I got bountied in the first round. JD, I don't think has a bounty. Tactical Genius has one. Silent Sword has one. Commander. Yep. So here's the thing: they're just going to be giving up bounty points to each other. So eventually, somebody's going to lose and give up a bounty here to these folks. So. Yeah, Commander. Yeah, for sure. Maybe I can reclaim that bounty on you. So we had a good game. So I will look forward to an opportunity for a rematch. I don't think I played anybody else in here at all myself. I think just Commander's the only replicate here, or a duplicate here. I guess that would make sense. I guess as only 2 of us advanced. But Darkslider 66, I've never played at all. Huge O Bigs, I did not play. Commander KQ, I did myself. JD, I played in season 1. Silent Sword, I have not. And Bernard and I actually haven't been matched up across the table in either season 1 or 2. Graham, did you play any of these folks at all in any of your rounds?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, you were in a group with some of these folks. Who did you?
Yeah, it's Hugo, Silent Sword, and no, I think that's it from here. But yeah, no, Hugo's pretty pretty new to Legion, but
Okay.
he did
He
very
did
well.
He did very well. Yeah. So everybody's kind of mixed in here. I'm like, I think I'm like one of the lowest pointed individuals in this group, to be perfectly honest. I think myself and Bernard maybe, or maybe JD's. I'm not sure how many points JD. I'm gonna go back to that board for a second. I didn't memorize all this stuff yet. Where's JD at? JD's at 5. I'm at 7. Bernard's at 5. So yeah, we're all the small fish in here. So. Oh, Sean Death putting out. I've managed it, man. I don't know. I just put the stuff in. It randomizes out. This is where it comes. I literally put everybody in. I use the alphabet because saves me having to type everyone's name into a random generator, and then I just hit the randomization and here it shakes down. So yeah, I mean, what can I say, Sean? The algorithm's the algorithm. So the way I look at it is, you've actually dodged me for like 7 rounds or 8 rounds now. So I'm flipping it around on you, my friend. I'll see you eventually, maybe. I mean, depends where you are. I mean, if you're in the top, maybe. If I'm in the bottom, maybe. But yeah, fair enough. You're also bountied, my friend. So everyone look for Sean Death in this next round. So yeah, this will be fun. I haven't played most of these people. I'm looking forward to that. It's a massive pod, just FYI. We can only, obviously we have a lot of bounties in there. That's just how that shook down. I'm not sure if the other group's got, I guess the other group has less bounties. That's just how it came out. Again, in the algorithm, we'll put lots of bounty points out there. There's always extra things. It's just a fun league for funsies. The points mean nothing. So nobody should get bent out of shape. You'll get lots of Legion in for sure. Yeah, looking for bounties in all the wrong places. Congratulations, Jake. Qualified right there for dad joke of the evening. I'm pretty sure that's going to be hard to beat. So well done, my friend. Well done. Oh, sorry, you guys. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that echo. I had my other mic turned on too, so hopefully I got rid of that. Yeah, so we'll be playing 4 games. We get the point after 4 as everyone else. I think every group is going to be able to qualify for the bonus point, which will be fantastic. We also have to play a lot of games in the time that we have. So, where do you want to go? Pod 2? Want to go in order?
Yeah, let's go 2.
Okay. So pod 2, top pod. It's 6 in this group. Like I said, 1 was 6 and 1 was 7. That's how it was going to shake down every time. We got Scythe Dog, A Strange Event, Eric, Sean Death, GM Smithers, and Kokazula is in here. Another big pod. And yeah, lots of folks that we've seen from season 1. I think every one of these players is a season 1 player. So for some reason, I mean, again, just randomized, but all the new players, or all the new to the group, but all of the new folks have been doing excellent. They have really done well. But yeah, so Anthony, Strange Event, I'm not sure if any of them have played each other. Sean, you're in chat. I'm not sure if you've played any of these dudes or not. The timer means nothing. It's just from the show. So Definitely not. There is no round table, by the way, Ryan. So, because we're gonna keep it, just to Graham and I. But yeah, there we have the next pod. Kokazula, I think, is the only maybe Eric. I'm not sure where Eric is stationed out of, if he's overseas or in a different time zone. But I think we got East Coasters and maybe some West Coasters or Central at least. So yeah, look forward to that. Anthony and Anthony's obviously on my time zone, and then we have some folks from my back home area, Nova Scotia, but not quite New Brunswick, but it's a second best East Coast province for sure. So Eric has taken me to the cleaners as well. Okay, Sean's been whooped by Anthony and taken to the cleaners by Eric. So you know what? Those are called comeuppance, Sean. Those are called comeuppance. So it is psych dog, but I was being gentle there to Anthony. So all right, well, there's the upper pod. There you go. That's 6. That's 13 of the 30 participants. We actually went up in this round, which was great. I think we added like maybe 6 or 7 total, net total, and we had 9 new players to the round this particular round, which is great. A few folks stepped out for a round. We'll be back. A few folks wanted to start and then decided that, you know what, maybe the next round's better for me, which is great. That's the beauty of the league. Every 6 weeks we do it all over again. All right, jumping over to pod 3. No, by the way, your names are at the bottom there. So that was Alderon. You guys were going to be in the Best Spin group. It should say Best Spin Season 2. We'll get you added to the chat. First thing you guys should do is welcome each other and then maybe share your list so they're kind of clustered to the top, which would be great. And then, of course, the memes will proceed immediately after that. So, which has been customary so far. We've been doing this a while, Graham. It's like, what are we, round 8, and we've done at least a month on that. So like 8 months of this. It's fantastic. I met a lot of great people, by the way. So here's your round. ECU, OS Dad. Moose has an asterisk here by the just a last minute drop here. So Moose will actually be coming out of this group. Hopefully he's is interested and comes back for a subsequent group, but is out. Debaticus is back in, rejoining us after a little hiatus away. Dirty Rogue 13 and Exambler 2. My count on here, there was going to be 3 new to the league individuals. It would be down to 2, Dirty Rogue 13 and Exambler 2. And then you were saying you have played OS Dad and Debaticus both. Is that correct, Graham?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Graham, you want to, before we go too far, you want to share some fun things about like list submissions and et cetera, and sure. Maybe pointing out some obvious points here.
Yeah, well, if you were hoping to not run against double bounty, I hate to break it to you, but 20% of our lists are double bounty. Let's see here. Let's see, 55% of all lists submitted would be Empire. Oh. Only 3 are Blizzard Force.
Only 3 Blizzard Forces, okay. Yeah. 1 is mine, so there's 2 others out there. Yep.
Let's see, we got 40% of all Imperial commanders are Imperial officers, so maybe we stop banning Vader and start banning her, see what happens.
Yep. I mean, the thing is, the Vader ban didn't hurt Op Vader. That's
exactly
that's the beauty of it, right? That old Op Vader. Yep. Yeah.
Which there's 5 operative Vaders and 5 Imperial Bobas also.
Okay.
Out of the bunch of Imperial operatives, but there's only 5 Imperial units that didn't get picked at all. So that would just be the.
How many GAR players? Chat wants to know how many GAR players.
Oh, how many GAR? We got, so there's 16 Imperials, 3 Rebels, Republic, Separatists, and then 4 Shadow Collective.
Okay. So the Rebels getting double banned this round really hurt their showing. So. Gotcha. Yeah, nobody was happy. So the Rebels not only got their comeuppance in the points update drop / buff, but also in the league. So it's HH 12 o'clock this round is all I know. That's what Sean Death's pointing out.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
I am happy to not do that again.
I heard there's more HH 12s than eWebs in the league. Is that factual?
That there are.
Okay, okay, okay. Fair enough.
Oh yeah.
So
His list alone, there's more than enough, more than HH12s than eWebs in the whole league.
fair enough. And we don't mind sharing this stuff. Graham was giving me some highlights before the show, but because it's all locked in, so you can't change anything. So, do you have an act count? Ryan wants to just hear that he took the most activations, so we'll just
Well,
humor
I
him.
think he should know with his 13.
So yeah, so he has 13 activations, and what's the smallest? Do you have that?
Smallest, should be 8. I believe it's one of the Republic lists. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a 8-act Republic list.
Okay, fantastic. There you go, Ryan. So you are the best at something. You are the best at taking the most activations. So you win the activation count. So good luck when you get overwhelming barraged 2 off the table opening turns. So fantastic. You'll go to 11 real quick. And what is the average? I don't know if Graham has that. So
Average, I don't have, but it should be.
probably 10. It's
If not 10, it's probably like 9.7 to like 9.8,
yeah.
something like that. There's a lot of
Yeah.
9x.
So it probably rounds to 10. So yeah, it's probably 10.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Who was the first person to submit their list?
First would be Dark Slider.
Okay, Dark Slider 66. I think it's
Yep.
66, right? Yeah, well,
Yep.
congratulations, you're the first. Who was the last person to submit their list?
Last, I would. I mean, yeah, it's Ryan.
I didn't even know that, but okay. Fantastic. So the guy who never plays anything different still took the longest to get his list in. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Fantastic, fantastic. You just think that would be like his home screen or something like that. So, okay.
Yeah.
Who submitted their list with the most edits?
Most edits should be.
I mean, like the most indecisive person.
Where were you? Oh, I think that is. No, not.
I was gonna guess it was
Oh,
Jake.
it'd be Hugo Biggs.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
think there was like three changes.
Okay, I think he's in my pod if I remember correctly. Okay, this is so
Yep.
indecisive individual. I'm gonna my tactic then is just gonna be opening up with, I wouldn't have taken that. Did you have any other considerations that you were thinking in place of here? I'll just get him second guessing off the hop. So yeah, interesting choice here. I might have thought differently. I'll use some of that language when we're playing. Jake, you weren't it, but I would have guessed. J Rod. So we have a lot of. Fantastic. We have a very honest chat so thumbs up in chat if you waffled hard for this round. So I will admit I was also heavily considering just taking a similar list to round 1, but the Cabo didn't hurt me as much, but I was still worried about Vader's cuz Vader yeah, I'll point out all the places that he's hurt my list and it's all over. So, yeah, lots of imagine we're gonna get some thumbs up in chat. All right, let's get to the last 2 pods so we can end off here
Yep.
at that hour mark here. So pod 4, hey JD, how's it going? Pod 4 is Justice for Life, Bobster 117, Mr. Woody 82, Ain't No Poser, and J Rod. I like this pod a lot because I feel there's going to be a lot of memes, smack talk, a lot of like chest, like puffing up of the chest, beating of the chest. Probably the excuses are going to run rampant out of every loss that comes out of this group for sure.
Yep.
But I will say, looking at the pods after I ran them last night, and again, I just use letters and punch the names in, so I don't really get to see till afterwards who they are. This one really stuck out as I hope that we have all the streaming happening in this group, and I hope that it's all live chat streaming so that I can be in there for every game. So Ryan saying, to be fair, I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, and then hope everyone is okay playing 10-hour games with me. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, Jay, there. See, it's starting right now. It's starting in chat, and I love this. So, Ryan, the algorithm heard you. It answers. It said, you know what? That guy who posts as a bot in our chat, he should be paired with the guy who posts immediately below the guy who posts in the chat as a bot. So it linked you guys up. So guys, maybe we shouldn't play our game in protest. I don't really think that's a thing in our league. I will say this, Ryan, we have not had any complaints or issues or anything. I would hope that it would not start this round. I might have to put a moderator in this group here. So see, Jake's playing. Jake's playing. So I hope my bid is good enough, says KQ, says Commander KQ. So everyone but Ryan needs to access Sean's crit plugin. Fair enough. I mean, I'll share it out. I'll share it out. If you guys are, a supporter on Patreon, I will give it to you. So just kidding. So I'm just going on Ryan's joke that he thinks it's pay to win on here or pay to be popular on here. So yeah, Justice is calling. I love it. I love this group. I love this. So Graham, let's keep an eye on this one. These guys are Geonosis, so we know lots of things have happened on Geonosis. Mostly droids getting crushed, but I'm not sure how many of these folks are playing droids. But hopefully, at least one of them. Is Jake playing droids this round? Jake, are you playing droids?
No.
Okay, fair enough. He abandoned the droids. They didn't serve him well round one. So, all right, let's have a look at Pod 5, and then we'll just have some overall reacts to that. So Pod 5 is that's a 6 spot. I think there's a 6. Oh, maybe it was a 6 that went down to 5 because they lost a player. This is a 5, and then here's a 6. So they're fairly balanced on the bottom as well. Exile Bullet, who was in our group, so I had a pleasure of playing him, another double bus runner, so I appreciate that heavily. ASAP 47, so Jace is back in. Exams are done, and he's got a little. I think he's got a fairly big window now of time, so that's great. Nate the Great, speaking of great, Bond 007. I mean, he's there, or maybe he isn't. I should have just left that blank and just told you what the name was, because he is in disguise. I'm not sure how to say this one. Is it Exodar or Exodar? I'm not sure how he says it.
Probably Zodar.
Zodar, like yeah, cool. Zodar, I'll go with that. And then Crow Servo, which is a cool name. I kind of like that one. You guys are playing in Jakku, and yeah, another group of 6 here. So I think we have 3 returning players, or at least returning to the league. Jace was also out, so technically 2 returning from round 1 and 4 brand new in there. So that's the others. Jace hanging out in chat. Welcome. Bond 007 is Dakota Given's wife. I'm not sure if which person Dakota is. So I maybe they got matched up in the same group, and that's what they're pointing out. So Dakota. Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm going back up here. So Dakota, who are you? Okay. Again, I run it through the algorithm. I just let it be. I hope that we did not just destroy a marriage there. But it's secretly now I'm also cheering for Bond 007 in this group. So. Maybe we're just gonna have our first round 0 concede. I'm not sure that's gonna be a thing, but hey, like I said, I let it run. So Justice and Ryan, you guys can't complain because Exile's got to play his wife. So I'm curious to know now too, Dakota, if you guys play on the tabletop and how that typically goes. She concedes. Oh, Dakota, come on now, that can't be a real thing. So we're all rooting for her just secretly now. So, does she concede in real life, or does she actually play the games out with you? So keep in mind there's 6 in your pod, so she can play the other the other 4 people happily and still get all the points. So Ryan has just given all the tips here for playing against a spouse. So I have proof of otherwise in our pod chat earlier. Okay, fair enough. We yeah, so just I'll just jump back to Graham and I for a second. We highly encourage you guys to use the streamer channel. Put in there looking for a streamer. A lot of people have self streamed games, like it just basically turned it on. Obviously, we don't want you guys like in the chat too. I think people are quite honest with that. So if you guys want to turn your games on so people can see, you don't have to. We don't jump in your voice chat there unless you openly encourage that, but we don't want to be influencing games unless there's a need to interject or judge call, et cetera, et cetera. But a lot of people have just like live streamed a secondary channel, which is super, super fun. So, um, Jake's looking to trade out Ryan, which is funny. Um, Dakota just looking for any option to get out of this. So I'm not going to say that I'm secretly enjoying that, but that's funny. So again,
This is what we live
completely,
for.
I wasn't. Yeah, I was not. I knew that you had said your wife was in, but again, they go out random. So here's the thing: you either have to do really, really well or really, really poorly to have that not happen again. Because I cannot guarantee that you will not at some point end up in the same pod. Graham, how many times did you play Jake in the season one? I think
Uh,
four,
we've been in the same
five.
pod since like pod or around 4 of season 1, I think.
Well, fair enough then. So you
So
you've got reprieve, yeah. So and I
yeah.
played Depaticus, I think three times. So the only reason I didn't randomly end up with him is because he was out for a bit and so came back in. So and then Sean Deaths avoided me for 8 rounds. So there's that. Sometimes I actually haven't played Anthony either. I've played Jace, I've played Michael. Yeah, I've played a few. I played JD, Anthony. I think we're in. Anthony and I played quite a few practice games, but I think Anthony was in my round one of them. I've played a Strange Event. I've played quite a few of these people. So um, Dakota showing who the man of the house is right now. I'm not sure that that's actually happening right now, but Ryan is speculating. But no, I'm looking forward to that. So just keep in mind again, running through this, or that's not the one I want. That's where we are. The scoreboard. There's lots of room. Obviously. Some of these pods easily can get 10 plus points just for playing, getting a few wins, and so of course playing all your games is great. That's going to get you 5 at the very least. So in most of these pods, so get those wins, collect those bounties, have fun the whole time. It'll be interesting. We have 6 rounds, so there's lots of points to be had, and I think we'll see some shuffling. Pod one again, Alderaan. This is the largest pod this round. Darkslider 66, Hugo Biggs, Commander KQ, myself, JD, Silent Sword. Excuse me, and Tactical Genius. Pod 2, we have Scythe Dog. We have a Strange Event, Eric, Sean Death, GM Smithers, and Kokazula. You guys are playing in Bespin. Canadian Bear, OS Dad, Debaticus, Dirty Rogue 13, and Exambler. You guys are on Canto, I think it's Canto Nika?
Uh,
Cantonica, maybe whatever.
sure.
Cantonica. I think it's Cantonica actually, if I'm saying it correctly. If not, that is where you are. Just look for the words that line up with those letters right there. Geonosis has Justice for Life, Bobster 117, Mister Witty 82, Ain't No Poser, and J Rod. And then finally on Jakku, we have Exile Bullet, ASAP 47, Nate the Great, Bond 007, Exodar, and Crow Servo. So, just final request, Exiled Bullet. Can we have your game streamed against Bomb 007? That'd be fantastic. You can open up the voice chat too, and I hope you get yelled at a lot. So that'll be
We'll be there for the counseling afterwards.
absolutely. Hey, we are here for you, buddy. We are here. I will open a secondary channel for anyone who wants to go in and just rage after their game. I feel like OS Dad's already. I think I'm going to make him the moderator of that channel. Anthony seems to always need a shoulder to cry on after most of our games. I feel like Strange Event fills that role sometimes, but correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, I will stream it. Awesome. Dakota's such a team player here. I like it. So Ain't No Poser, and I will make the funeral preparations. So that is fantastic. Is the open viewing game for Justice and Ryan in person? I mean, however we go to share it will be fine. Like I said, we typically run a secondary stream so that we can chat without creating any interference. So thumbs up again. Like I said, if you guys are happy with your pods or unhappy, yeah, just give us a thumbs up as well. Don't use the thumbs down option. And we'll look forward to getting all that done. My Discord's been blowing up here the whole show, and I don't know what's going on in there, but hopefully that's just excitement for getting in there. We will get channel permissions opened up here right after. I will get on. I will get on that. I'll start dropping people in, and games will be open, like I said, for at least the next 6 weeks. What are we looking at, Graham, for a target ideal target date here? I'm thinking if we run I think if we run until the 31st, I think would be or sorry, the 30th. I mean, the 30th finishes us on a Monday. It gives us a few extra days because in and around the Christmas, because we'll lose a weekend for the
Yeah,
Christmas. So we'll run until January 30th. I think that puts us. It's slightly longer, but we're taking off the 3 holidays in there. So
yeah.
we'll get
It'll be
the
nice. It'll give us a couple weeks after the core book is supposed to drop.
Absolutely. And
So
again, we will not be changing the rules for there, but it will give us a couple games to kind of get acclimatized because we'll probably look to adopt those at the end of January. So next league round, that'll be there's no core band. That'll be the what we'll do
operatives.
yeah, no, operative. That's correct. We'll do an operative ban there. I'm just gonna put this out, probably Vader. Just saying. Um, and we'll probably Maul. Just putting in my plugs now. And then
There are
around,
0 malls this round too, by the way.
I know, but I think maybe
Yeah.
the Shadow Collective Capo. I think the Capo bands was just like was an underhanded way of like
Yeah.
taking care of Maul in there because
Just
everything else would just be expensive and you can't keep all that dodge stuff around.
kick them
So
while they're down.
yeah, exactly. Shout outs to Graham, who when we played, we actually used the new points, and he run the most expensive Palpatine on the planet, running the old burst of speed Palpatine in there. So still good, by the way, just hefty on the points. So, but yeah, looking forward to that. So new points are in effect, and that will be it for this round, and then we'll get the new rules in after that. So anyone down for a roundtable in Discord? Yeah, you guys can definitely crack that open. I will probably jump in for a few minutes if you guys are doing that too. So inadvertently go create your own roundtable in there. Jump in if you want to join us on the Discord. I think you guys are all there mostly, and we can chat a little bit about the rounds. So Graham, thanks for coming in and thanks for doing like all that work. So shouts
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
Graham, Sean Death, Brendan, Jake, all in the chat there. Make sure you guys give them some extra plugs and some appreciation there because they're all doing the stats, and really all I do is make the screens and play games against Anthony. So that's pretty much mostly what I do. But yeah, Ryan, pat's self on back. Yes, let's thank Ryan for whatever it is that he contributed to running of the league. Ryan does help us on Friday Night Fights. But specifically, I was referring to all the work that these guys have been putting in, collecting your points. Lists are going to Graham. You've already taken care of that, so I think Graham's got a little bit of a reprieve, which is great. He'll collect all the other stats. Sean Death is your man for games, so please report your games and tag Sean Death when you report your score, so that he can not have to scroll through 5 channels worth of chat to look for all the points. If you have rules questions, there's a rules forum, or you can tag us. If you have questions, you can tag me easily enough. Jake has the pod package. He actually made you a map pack, which is great. So thank you very much, Jake. I will drop those into the chats and we'll put them as pin posts. And I'm looking forward to Thursday. We'll chat a little bit more about Legion. Friday, we'll probably get a game in at some point. And then we'll come back on next Tuesday. Oh, maybe we'll do. Sorry, we have 2 Thursday shows. We'll come back on Thursday and we'll give you an update after the first week and a half of the league round. So good luck, Graham, in your group.
You too.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm gonna need it because I'm swimming with the big fish there, which is good. But I'm out for bounties. I'm literally
Oh yeah.
getting a belt and I'm just starting to collect names on it this round. So look at Anthony
Just
in
gonna
there.
get that Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, I like Anthony here. Good luck, Graham. Thanks, Anthony. No wishing of luck to Sean. So I see you. I see you, Anthony. I see you there. So, all right, guys, have a great night and good luck in your rounds. And make sure you guys jump back on our shows when we do the roundtables and tell us all about your great victories and crushing defeats as well. We'll catch you guys later. I'll see you guys on the Discord. All right, have a good night. Have a good night, Graham.
Good night, guys.
Cheers.